Coming to you live from Bravery Studios in the very frigid Clifton, New Jersey. It's the Jerry Bishop Show. And of course, I am not the Don Bishop, Jerry Bishop. I am Face Brown, and I will be sitting in for him. And hopefully you'll be sitting in as well and listening for this hour from 8 to 9. I made sure I didn't sit in his chair because, you know, that's the Don chair. That's going to be his new tag. He's the Don Bishop. So that's, but thanks for joining us on this very frigid evening. I love this weather. I know a lot of people. I was walking downtown and back in New York in Manhattan, and people, oh God, I can't wait for it, for spring, whatever. But let me tell you, people, I love this weather. Now it could be a little bit warmer, the whole 25, 30 degree thing is, but 35, 40 degrees, that's my kind of weather. So, but the second thing I want to do though, before we get started is I want to welcome Miss Frances Mosley from Gem Talk. She's the new member of the Jersey Fresh family, and she'll be premiering her new podcast tomorrow at 12 noon, Gem Talk. And they'll be doing a lot of, women's rights stuff. You do know that March is, I believe it's women's month, women's rights month. So it's a great time for her to premiere her podcast here on Jersey Fresh TV. And I would just like to say welcome to the family. I know she'll do great, and I know you guys will enjoy listening to her. So we'll begin with this whole Lebron thing, because it's funny. When LeBron went to the Lakers, everybody sort of jumped on the bandwagon, except for Charles Barkley on TNT, the NBA on TNT. So Charles Barkley said, hey, look, the Lakers, no, they just don't have a playoff team. They don't have the pieces. LeBron is great. He'll make them better. But they don't have the pieces. They didn't acquire the pieces during the offseason. And everybody was saying on ESPN and all these other talk outlets, oh, they could challenge the Warriors. They can do this. They can maybe get the number 2 seed or the number 3 seed. Really? Where are all those people now? But it just shows you how quick people jump off the bandwagon. Me personally, I don't understand the move. I really don't. Why would you move from Cleveland to LA, to the Lakers? Now, if he went to let's say the Clippers, okay, and say, hey, I'm going to bring a championship to the Clippers, just like I brought a championship finally to the Cavaliers. Maybe I can see that. Now, LA is a Lakers town. But think about the pressure. I don't understand. And I don't know if anybody else could explain this. Why would you want to put that pressure on you? The Lakers are the flagship team of the NBA, along with the Celtics. You want to say you got 2? Okay, fine. Well, you got 2. You got the Lakers and you got the Celtics. Okay, fine. They won more championships than anybody. But why would you want to go to LA and put the pressure on yourself if you don't win? If you do not win in LA with the Lakers and consider yourself on the Mount Rushmore of great NBA basketball players, why would you want to put that pressure on you? Why? Because you know what every Laker fan is saying? Every Laker historian is saying? Will Chamberlain won. Jerry West won. Magic Johnson won. Kareem Abdul-Jabbar, he won. Kobe won. Shaq won. I mean, do you really get where I'm going with this? Why would LeBron James? Why would you want to put that pressure of failing in a Lakers uniform in that purple and gold? You're already having a hard enough time dealing with the Michael Jordan legacy. Everything he does or everything he does not do is measured to Michael Jordan. Why would you want to add that to your legacy? Why would you want to go to LA? You're already in a tough one of the Western Conference, come on, is stacked. It's been stacked for years. You've got Golden State. You've got Houston. I just don't understand. Why? Why would you make that move? Why would you want to put that pressure of failing in a Lakers uniform and add that to your legacy? Why would you want to do that? Really, did you really think that he was going to lead the Lakers out of the West? The Warriors, as I said before, Houston. You've got OKC. You've had San Antonio, Utah. I respect LeBron James more than anybody. And a lot of people out here give him grief. He'll never be as good as Michael Jordan. He's number 2. He can't perform in the clutch. But LeBron James is one of the greatest basketball players to ever lace it up. What he did in Cleveland to bring that team, to carry those teams who had no talent whatsoever to the NBA Finals. Yeah, did he come up short? Okay. But they had no business being there. If it wasn't for him, they wouldn't even taste it. The finals, much less the playoffs. And you see what happens when he leaves. When he left to go to Miami and to form the Big Three with, Bosh and Wade, what happened to Cleveland? Straight in the basement. What happened when he came back? All the way back to the NBA Finals. One man. Even Michael Jordan couldn't even pull that off. And we're going to talk about Jordan too, as well, before this hour ends. About his greatness and his, he basically walks on water. And hey, relax. I love Michael Jordan. He's one of my favorite athletes of all time. But, you get the whole feeling of Paul Bunyan with his airness. That he could chop down a tree with just one just swoop. Michael Jordan could do it. He can do everything. He can do anything. He's perfect. So we'll get back to MJ in a few minutes. But LeBron, And then I got people sitting here saying, oh, well, he just went out there to, he's into the movies and he has the life. He has a big house out there. It's the lifestyle. That's what it is. He wants to get into this. He's a producer, the television shows. You got Space Jam 2 coming out next year. Was it next year or 2020 or 21. Not even sure. He's got the TV show with Tim Tebow hosting. That's another one who, can't be touched. Had a great college career, but as far as professional, eh. And I'm sure the New York Mets see dollar signs by having him on a professional roster, on their roster. But once again, you mean to tell me LeBron just went to LA just to become a movie star? Just to wear the shades and live the lifestyle? Really? That's not LeBron James. LeBron James is a winner. He is a competitor. And he wants to win more than anybody. But I just, it's basically for me, it's the Lakers are who we thought they were. Quoting the late Dennis Green, NFL head coach, coached the Vikings and Arizona Cardinals. And that's my favorite rant, by the way. That is my favorite rant of all time. The Bears are who we thought they were. And we let them off the hook. But the Lakers, I never saw it. And I'm just not surprised. I don't know about everybody else in the universe. But I'm not surprised. They're just not that good. They don't have the talent. They don't have the pieces. If he wanted to leave Cleveland, he could have went to Philly. As my man Eric mentioned last week here on the show, if you were listening, I know you were listening or watching, and join Embiid and the rest of those guys. But the Lakers, why would you want to go to the Western Conference? It's stacked as it is. And with Cousins joining Golden State, I mean, really, what were the odds? Let's be honest. So the Lakers are who at least I thought they were. And this whole, and he's just there so he could be a movie star and this and that, and he can produce movies and that. Then explain to me why at the NBA trade deadline he tried to dump half of his starting lineup. We all heard the Anthony Davis rumors. Explain that to me. Kuzma was on the table. Ball was on the table. Ingram was on the table. Why do you think that night, wherever they were playing, and I can't recall the team they were playing, he was sitting at one end of the bench while the rest of them was sitting on the other end? And at the end of that game, Alonzo Ball played "We Ain't Going Nowhere" by Bad Boy, by P. Diddy. He's already lost that team. But the team wasn't that good to begin with. So all this, he didn't come there to win. He doesn't care about winning. Well, if he doesn't care about winning, why are they trying to get Anthony Davis? Now the reports are coming out, LeBron's going to take the rest of the season off. They should just rest him and recharge him for a run next year. But is that really LeBron James, the competitor? I mean, LeBron's been known to take his, occasional day or two nights off. But that was the charge up for the playoffs. They ain't making no playoffs. Unless something changes, you can stick a fork in them. Because they ain't making no playoffs. So what does LeBron do for the rest of the season? They have, 18 games left? They're 5.5 games out of the 8th and final playoff spot? They're actually in the 10th spot behind the Kings. That's how bad it is right now. And you just wonder what's going on in his head. Did I make the right decision? What did I do? Should I have stayed in Cleveland? Should I went somewhere else? Should I went to Philly? Maybe Toronto? Houston? I don't think he would have worked in Houston though, because they don't even try to play defense in Houston. Okay, it's like the old run and shoot offense back in the NFL in the 90s. Playing defense is like blasphemy. You wonder. And I wonder as well. Kyrie Irving. Because this is how it all started. And he's having his own problems up there in Boston. This is not what I signed on for. This is not what I asked for. But that's not what you said when you left Cleveland. You said you wanted to get away from LeBron. Because you wanted your own team. Well, guess what? You have your own team. Be a leader. Be a leader and not a whiner. So I thought Kyrie was crazy for what he did, for leaving LeBron, because they had a winning combination in Cleveland to go to Boston. And then once Kyrie left, LeBron simply knew, hey, I'm out of bullets here. I bought him the championship. We got one. Now I got to go finish it off. See how much closer I can get to Michael. I want to hear from you guys. What do you think? You think LeBron will ever win a championship with the Lakers? You think he'll stay with the Lakers? You think he'll retire with the Lakers? You think his number will ever be raised up in the rafts? Will there ever be a statue sitting next to between Shaq's and Magic and Wilt and all these other, great legends? Right now, it's not looking good, folks. Not looking good at all. The number is 862-621-9536. Jersey Fresh TV. Your boy Face. Sitting in for the Don Bishop. Jerry Bishop. This is the live Jerry Bishop podcast. And we just doing what we do. Second topic. And I don't know, you guys will love this for all you Jordaneers out there. You Michael Jordan disciples out there. Michael Jordan. So I'm listening to WFAN back in New York. And I can't remember the name of the guy. It was a Weekend, one of the Weekend jockeys. And yeah, they're pouring on LeBron. And he's the second best. He'll never compare to Jordan. Never. He's not clutch enough. Michael Jordan did this. Michael Jordan won 3 straight. He retired. He played baseball. And he came back and he won 3 more. So, are you kidding me? Because the whole baseball thing kind of threw me off. You know, it sort of threw me off. The whole, he played baseball. Michael Jordan never played baseball. Like I said, I love Michael Jordan. Michael Jordan is one of the greatest athletes ever, and he is on the Mount Rushmore. I will actually debate for Michael Jordan that he's like the greatest basketball player ever. But you can't sit here and say, and he retired and he played baseball. He played baseball and he came. Michael Jordan did not play baseball. Michael Jordan sucked at baseball. Okay. All right. Guy had a lifetime batting average of what? Maybe what was it? I don't know. I'm just throwing some numbers up in the air. Was it maybe, was he at the Mendoza line? I don't know. For you guys who don't follow baseball, the Mendoza line is like 200. So if you're batting under 200, you're below the Mendoza line. So we can look that up when we take a break. We can look it up. But really? Oh, he played baseball. No. Bo Jackson played baseball. Bo knew baseball and football. Primetime, Deion Sanders played baseball. Now, he wasn't as good as Bo Jackson, but he was pretty good. So, but this whole thing with Michael Jordan, greatest player of all time. So this whole thing with Michael Jordan, and by the way, my high-speed producers on the other side of the glass just told me that his lifetime average was 202. So he was just barely over the Mendoza line. But still, if I hit 202 in the major leagues, and I didn't come near the major leagues, I played baseball in high school, but 202 is, So, but back to my point, Michael Jordan, to me, he's a reflection. He's an example of what Tom Brady is. And I don't mean to switch over. People are saying Tom Brady is the GOAT. He's the greatest of all time because now he has, 6 Super Bowls, right? So, but there were other great players before Tom Brady. Jim Brown, who a lot of people say is the greatest football player of all time. You've got Bart Starr. There are so many winners. Bart Starr, who played for the Green Bay Packers, quarterback, played for the great Vince Lombardi. And my man, Joe Montana, that's the greatest quarterback that I ever saw. But because he has 6 and because we've witnessed it, you understand? We've witnessed it. Therefore, he's the best of all time. Nobody can even come close to him. And that's nonsense, guys. You can't do that. You can't erase other great players and other accomplishments. by other athletes because you have one particular athlete who happened to win a bunch of championships. Championships aren't won by one man. They're won by a team. Do you need great players? Yes, you do. But you also need a great team. You need intangibles. You need great coaching. Michael Jordan, when I look at those Bulls teams, yeah, he had Phil Jackson, and they did the triangle offense. He had Scottie Pippen. He had Scottie Pippen on both runs. The first run, 91 to 93, Bill Cartwright, B.J. Armstrong. Yeah, they were more role players. You know, I felt like Michael did more to carry that team, those teams. But the 96 to 98 Bulls, those teams were loaded. Dennis Rodman, who is extremely underrated. No, he wasn't a scorer. But what he did under the court, under the hoop, power rebounding, intimidating other players, getting in their heads like he did with Karl Malone. Ron Harper playing defense. Kukoc, who was their third scorer. You also had Kerr, Steve Kerr, who was like the new John Paxton, you know, the three-point expert. Come off the bench, just downtown. When three-pointers actually meant something back then. Now they're just, you know, everybody shoots three-pointers. And half of them don't even make it. But Michael Jordan had great teams. He just didn't do it on his own. And that's the point I'm trying to make. Michael Jordan's first 6-7 years, he didn't make the NBA Finals. Keep that in mind. It took LeBron James, what, one season? 1 or 2 seasons to get to the NBA Finals? To carry that Cleveland team? It took Michael Jordan years. It doesn't mean that Michael Jordan wasn't great or he wasn't the best player in the league. He just didn't have the team. Do you understand my point? He didn't have the team, the supporting cast. Doesn't matter how great you are. One man, one athlete, one woman cannot do it all on their own. Look at John Elway. John Elway is my favorite quarterback of all time. Now, I'm a Giants fan, so, you know, that's. But my favorite quarterback growing up was John Elway. John Elway went to 3 Super Bowls, was 0-3. People talked about John Elway like a dog. Oh, he'll never win the big one. He's a bum. He's this and that. But if it wasn't for John Elway, the Broncos wouldn't even sniff the Super Bowls, much less the playoffs. Who do you have as a running back? Can you even name him? I remember one year they had, this kid Bobby Humphreys? I believe that was his name. But he never had a running game. He had, Mark Jackson, you know, a few wide receivers. But my point is, he didn't win until he had Shannon Sharp, Hall of Famer. Terrell Davis, Hall of Fame running back. You need a team. You need help. And that's been LeBron's problem. And that's why I hate the comparison with MJ, Michael Jordan, and LeBron James. Oh, he'll never be as great. He'll never be, because Michael has 6 and he only has 3. So therefore, 6 is more than 3. Wow, really? I must have missed the episode of Sesame Street this morning when and once again, we witnessed it. So since I saw Michael Jordan, he's the greatest. That's the other factor. What about Kareem Abdul-Jabbar? He's got six rings with 2 different franchises. The Lakers and the Milwaukee Bucks. Why can't he be the greatest of all time? He's the all-time leading scorer. Michael Jordan sits at, what, 4th? 4th place? Think he's behind Kobe. Kobe, Karl Malone, and Kareem Abdul-Jabbar. Kareem Abdul-Jabbar has 6 MVPs just like MJ. Kareem Abdul-Jabbar also has 3 college championships. You know they changed the rules for Kareem Abdul-Jabbar when he entered college. They banned the dunk to try to slow him down. That's how dominant Kareem Abdul-Jabbar was. They banned the dunk. They said, no more dunking. No, can't have that. And what did he do? He still won 3 championships with UCLA. And you're going to sit there and tell me he's not as good as Michael Jordan? Come on, people. Stop. We're not going to do this. Once again, I'm not saying that MJ is not great or that he can't be the greatest. He's not the GOAT. But this whole thing is, it's not even close. I mean, it's... Really? Bill Russell's got 11 rings with the Boston Celtics. Oh, but he wasn't multi-dimensional. He just, power rebounded and block shots, and he still got 11 rings. If you want to go there. What about Wilt Chamberlain? You ever checked out Wilt Chamberlain's 1961-62 season, people? Go look it up. I know you got your phone with you. Go Google Wilt Chamberlain 1961-62. You know how many points he averaged? 50. 50 points. And if I'm correct, he averaged a little over 25 rebounds. I think it was like 25.7 or something rebounds. 50 points. The only man to score 100 points in a game when he was with Philadelphia. Wilt Chamberlain. But we don't dare, mention him, put him in the box for Michael Jordan. Once again, not saying that Jordan isn't great, people. Everybody wants to be like Mike. He's the ultimate competitor. His will was, he had one of the strongest wills that I've ever seen as an athlete. Him and Derek Jeter. Love Derek Jeter. Don't say anything bad about Derek Jeter, by the way. No. Well, if you want to take a shot at him about how he's running the Marlins, then that's that's not going as smoothly as Derek thought it would. But this is only his second year, so I have faith he'll figure that out. But once again, it's this concept that don't dare put anybody in Michael Jordan's class, please. And if he hadn't retired, if he hadn't took that brief break in 94 and in part of 95, he might have had more titles. But keep in mind, that first year when Jordan retired, his first retirement, the Bulls didn't fall off. Now, they didn't win a championship, but Scottie Pippen had an MVP type season. They took the Knicks to 7 games in the playoffs, which was a little too close for comfort for me because I'm thinking, I'm a Knicks fan. So I'm thinking, hey, Michael Jordan ain't there. I'll admit, we're going to blow past these cats. This is a breeze, finally. I ain't got to worry about Jordan all scared and everything, when he get the ball. You know how it is. And they pushed the Knicks. And this is with Jordan not on the team. Does it take away from his legacy? No. But when have you ever seen that with LeBron James, with a LeBron James team? Except for this year, of course. And that leads back to the whole, I don't understand why he went to LA. Jordan, people always want to compare Jordan with LeBron. But for me, it was always Kobe that was more like Michael. His game, his skill set, Kobe was an assassin on the court. And Kobe wasn't really liked. And I didn't care that much for Kobe either in the first part of his career. And I don't know how much Shaq had to do with that, because Shaq is just lovable. Everybody loves Shaq. So it was either you were down with Shaq or you were down with Kobe in Kobe's camp. But Kobe, to me, his game, his presence, his mentality, his killer instinct rivals Michael. So to me, it was always Kobe that was more like Michael or the next Michael Jordan. And Kobe's earned that right. He's earned it. He won with Shaq. He won without Shaq. The Black Mamba. He's earned it. And you got to think that there's a part of Kobe who, a part of him that feels a little, little underappreciated, undervalued with the whole LeBron Michael thing. I think so. I really do. But once again, we're not saying that Michael wasn't great. That'd be totally asinine. That'd be like going out in this weather with, flip flops and, and a wife beater and and a pair of shorts. Like, what are you on? Really? Are you on something? But what I am saying, for those of you who are listening, is just consider there are other great players in this game who've made huge contributions to the NBA. Legends. And why should everything just be poured into Michael Jordan's bowl and everybody else is just left out in the cold? I don't understand it. But like I said, with Tom Brady, it's the whole, well, I saw it, so therefore he's the greatest, or he has this many rings, so therefore, you know. So tell me what you think. Number is 862 621 9536. Talk about Jordan. Talk about LeBron and the Lakers. Talk about Kyrie and his temper tantrums. We'll also be discussing a little later in the show, as I have to go, local. The national stuff is great, but this is the tri-state area. So, we have to go local. NFL free agency is starting next week. Today, the Giants have made it abundantly clear that they're not going to franchise safety Landon Collins. I'm a little 50-50 on it. There's some people or some fans saying, good riddance, he's not that good. He's been on IR the last 2 years, or finished the season on IR the last 2 years, 2 seasons. And he can't cover a lick. He couldn't cover a mattress. But we all knew that. That was the scouting report when he came out of Alabama. That was not one of his strengths. Never has been, never will be. But he's a good tackler, an excellent tackler, and he'll stop the run. Do the Giants want to pay a safety who's one-dimensional? Not a bad player. It's not a bad player. Strip the ball, create some turnovers, but he can't cover in a league that's a passing league. So are you going to give this guy $12 million? 11, 12, or 13, 15 million a year? You've got too many other holes in your defense. You got too many other holes on the whole team. Let's be honest. Eli Manning was not the only problem with the Giants last season. We can discuss that. And then there's also, even though you wouldn't know it if you went outside, spring training going on down in Florida and over in Arizona. So what about the Yankees? The Bronx Bombers? The team that's completely right-handed for some odd reason, which Brian Cashman justifies, their GM. Hey, he knows more than everybody else. I guess he knows more than we do. Every Yankee team I've known growing up, every championship team, they've always been stacked with left-handed hitters. You're playing in the house that Roof built. Or it might not be this exact house. It's a new stadium since 2009. But the same dimensions. The short porch in right field. Well, I used to see Paul O'Neill hit line drives that would screech over the wall. Tino Martinez. Bernie Williams from the left side. Jorge Posada switch hitting from the left side. Before then, you had guys like Matt Noakes, Kevin Moss, and of course, the great Don Mattingly. We can go back to the 70 teams, the championship teams. Greg Nettles, Chris Chambliss. And of course, Mr. October himself, Reggie Jackson. Left-handed power. But that's not their philosophy. They believe in power, but not necessarily from the left side. And another issue popped up today with the Yankees. So Luis Severino was scratched from his start because of his shoulder. And now they're saying it's a rotator cuff. That's not good. And it's my nightmare come true. Because I have to admit, it's messed up what I'm about to say, folks, but I was kind of waiting for it. These young pitchers just cannot stay healthy. But for now, he should only be out for a couple of weeks. And they will evaluate him. But he's not going to make the opening day start when the season begins. Dallas Keuchel is still out there. I've heard Gio Gonzalez thrown out there. Yeah, okay. Not the biggest Gio Gonzalez fan. But if the Yankees are going to go all the way this year, they're going to need pitching. Something that Cashman didn't take care of last offseason when he brought in Stanton, which was a move they did not have to make. They're already loaded, as I previously mentioned, from the right side. The last thing you needed was a guy, or all-or-nothing swinger, a high strikeout guy. Doesn't always make contact. And who really pissed me off in that Boston series in the playoffs with that embarrassing at bat he had against Kimbrel. But there is light. There's light in the tunnel. You got Aaron Judge. Who looks better than ever this spring training. Had 2 more hits today in their win, their 5-1 win today. 3 RBIs. And Sunday hit 2 scorching home runs to the opposite field. You would have thought a left-handed hitter would have hit those balls. But that's how great this kid is going to be. Am I telling you anything that you don't know? No. Yankees are going to score runs. They're going to hit home runs. But can they pitch? And right now, Yankee Nation is holding its breath. You can sit there and deny it all you want. But if Severino goes down and you're just left with Tanaka and Paxton, is that going to be enough? And CC, who I love, ultimate competitor. But I truly believe his time has passed. He gave you everything. But what more can you squeeze out of that arm and those bad knees? Dallas Keuchel is available. If you're going to spend money, spend it on pitching. You need pitching to win. That's how the Yankees lost to the Red Sox in the playoffs last year. They were outpitched. It's as simple as that. Sale, price, I mean, they were outpitched. And their role players did a better job than the Yankees' role players. Clutch hitting. 2-out hitting. Running the bases. The game of baseball. You can't win just by hitting home runs. You have to play the whole game. And I hear people all the time calling up. Talk radio. Yankees don't do the fundamentals anymore. Yeah, I love the home runs, but you have to be able to mix small ball in with power. You have to be able to run the bases the correct way. You have to be able to pitch. You have to have a good bullpen, which they do have. I mean, the Yankees are going to have a phenomenal bullpen. But can they do the other things when they make the playoffs? And that's going to be the difference. Whether a championship streamer will be flying over Yankee Stadium in the beginning of the 2020 season, or will it be another disappointment? As I said, I think Judge is going to have an MVP type year. Everything that you would want in a leader and a player and a young star, that's what he is. He says the right things. He gets it. None of this crap you see, which I hate to say, with a lot of these NFL players. Where every time I'm turning on the TV or I'm looking at my phone, somebody is, beating up on a girl or a stripper or it's utterly ridiculous. And the NFL gets away with it. Future topic for another show. Future topic. Why does the NFL get away with so much more than other sports, and particularly Major League Baseball? Guys use steroids in the NFL, like Antonio Gates. They don't even talk about it. They don't even mention it. Oh, he's going straight to the Hall of Fame. Alex Rodriguez or, Roger Clemens, Barry Bonds use steroids. Oh, they're a disgrace. Complete double standard. Two sports, two different standards. And you kind of wonder why. Once again, you hear it. Baseball's boring. Nobody wants to watch it. Oh, yeah, the home runs are great. Aaron Judge hits the ball 500, 600 feet. That's exciting. But other than that, nobody has the patience, right? Which is why they're trying to speed up the game with the pitching clock and all that. But football, the NFL, hey, they know how to survive their scandals. Even with Kaepernick. No matter what hits the NFL, they always manage to stay afloat, stay on their feet, and make globs and globs of money. So, once again, it's a tale of two sports. One sport, they pretty much get away with anything because the fans keep coming back. The ratings keep going up. Although they did take a dip with the whole Colin Kaepernick protest. And that's what it was. Let's not, I'm not gonna come on here and BS you. All right. There was a group of people, a demographic who did not want to watch the NFL because they were offended by the whole kneeling to the flag. And that's what really hurt the ratings. You're going to just sit there and tell me, oh, there was crummy quarterbacks. Oh, yeah. There was a shortage of great quarterbacks, or at least NFL level type quarterbacks. But when it was all said and done, it was the protest. And the NFL took a hit for that. But like I said, that league never took a hit. It couldn't stand. Because we all come back. We're all going to be there at church on Sunday, church of the NFL, at 1 o'clock. Or nowadays, now that they're playing in London, 9 o'clock. If you're up that early on Sunday. But we all come back. Baseball, they're struggling. You got Kyler Murray, speaking of baseball and football. Now they say this kid Kyler Murray for Oklahoma will be a phenomenal baseball player, Major League Baseball player. Said he's that good. You put him at the top of the lineup, bat him first or second, this guy hits line drives all over the field. He'll hit 300 or low 290s. Has speed. He's going to be a potential all-star. Football at 5'10", a quarterback? We don't know. We don't know how that's going to play out. We know the Arizona Cardinals have their sights set, or at least that's been the rumor, of taking him in the first round. And that would be a relief for me, honestly. And no disrespect to the brother, at 5'10", because me, I'm barely, if you saw how short I was. But not even that. For the Giants, if you're going to keep Eli Manning around, why are you going to bring in another quarterback? Because Eli Manning is not going to sit there and teach him. He's made it clear. And that's Eli's right. He's earned that. And I've heard people say, well, who gives Eli Manning the right? Just because he's won 2 Super Bowls, that's his right. Brett Favre didn't want to do it for the Packers. He didn't want to do it with Aaron Rodgers. And they pushed him out. He's earned that right. Kurt Warner didn't want to do it when he was with the Giants, when Eli Manning was drafted in 2004. He has that right. So it's come to that time. And time flies when you're having fun. And I had a lot of fun here. Good night.